Welcome to another episode of J Inclusive. Please share, like, comment, subscribe, and set your notifications on so you are alerted every time I upload. Studies show that LGBTQ plus people are significantly more likely to use dating apps than their heterosexual counterparts. And one could argue that since the inception of dating websites in the 90s, they have become ingrained in gay culture as a relatively safe space for LGBT people to connect. Despite the occasional online harassment, deception, scams, or the pressure to conform to certain beauty standards. Under capitalism, dating apps have monopolized the alternative to conservative ideals of arranged, correct partnerships. The paid versions of apps offer another quantified version of the dating experience. Pay more to get seen more, get unlimited swipes, and gain more customizable preferences. But specifically, Grindr, which was already on the decline, has virtually become useless. The app used to update on occasion, but now users receive update notifications almost on a monthly basis. And with each update, the app becomes more and more unstable, crashing, or taking a considerable amount of time to load. Users in metro areas have reported that they've seen a major decline in the amount of messages they currently receive in comparison to previous years. Simply opening the app, tapping on a profile, or even trying to respond to a message often leads to an ad. Oftentimes, these ads last over 30 seconds, and you can't skip them, making for an unpleasant user experience. So how does one get around all these ads? Well, the extra option is $13 per week, or $150 for 12 months. This grants you the ability to see 600 profiles, no third-party ads, expiring photos and albums, multiple albums, read receipts, saved phrases, and tap history. For $24 a week, or $300 for 12 months, you can gain unlimited access, which includes the aforementioned benefits, plus the ones currently on the screen. The problem with both of these options is that users who have paid for them report that the benefits don't always work. According to John Voss, a product designer and the co-founder of Queer Design Club, it's not a mistake. Having ads gives Grindr a source of friction in the user experience that encourages people to pay for the ability to remove them. This friction purposefully interrupts the flow, or feedback loop, that Grindr users have grown accustomed to since the app launched in 2009. Users nostalgic for an earlier era, one without interruptions, may pay a premium to return to it, especially if they begin finding it difficult to have even simple conversations for free. Many users who have paid for a subscription find themselves out of luck and out of money when Grindr deletes their account and bans their IP address from being able to access the app. No warning. And if you reach out to customer service, there's no explanation other than an automated response confirming that you have violated their policy and have been banned from utilizing the app. According to journalist Cory Doctorow, Grindr's dip in quality is part of a larger trend in capitalism. Tech has become much less about making our lives easier and more about lining investors' pockets. To illustrate his point, Doctorow pointed to the fact that a Google search is no longer meant to feed users results that are particularly helpful. Instead, Google's goal is to show people search results from companies that pay to rank higher on its listings, making it less of an information gathering tool and more of a pay-to-play endeavor. Capitalism, which has affected several high-profile companies, including Meta and X, is also related to the reality of the rot economy, in which current innovations being made in tech are not ultimately meant to benefit the end user, but meant only to serve a company's bottom line. It's no coincidence, for instance, that Grindr's dip in quality occurred after the company first went public in 2022. As with many startups that have become behemoths, investors eventually take precedence over customers. Jamie Wu, author of the 2013 nonfiction book Meet Grindr, stated, "Improvements being made in Grindr are made to trap people into the app and deliver more revenue." That tension is becoming really clear now, where it's a sort of painful utility that is just really poorly run. Zoe Schiffer wrote in Platformer, Grindr's focus reflects growing dissatisfaction among investors with dating apps, which became darlings during the pandemic as one of few places where young people trapped in their houses could meet. Since then, growth has slowed, stock prices have tanked, and companies are seeking new ways to squeeze more money out of their paying user base. A spokesperson from Grindr said that the company is committed to keeping Grindr's essential functionality free, and that in order to keep it free, the app will continue to feature ads. We understand that ad-supported experiences require balance, and we are continuously working to optimize that experience while ensuring that Grindr remains the best place to connect. We also recognize that our users have faced technical challenges over the past year, particularly as we've made major investments in modernizing our chat platform. Addressing these challenges, especially the bugs, has been a top priority for our engineering team, and we deeply appreciate our users' loyalty as we continue to improve and enhance the Grindr experience. Experts have warned that Sniffies and other apps could fall prey to the same trappings that Grindr has if they, like most tech companies, are eventually forced to prioritize growth over user satisfaction to survive. Their business model is essentially the same, and it's the business model that usually ends up degrading the experience.
It's the journey.
It's not decisions designers and engineers are making. It's the people who decide how the company is going to make its money that end up starting this cycle that eventually loses them their audience. If we are going to live in a cruising economy, mediated by apps varying from ones we tolerate to ones we love, we might have to get used to being nickeled and dimed. It's like flying. Airlines are going to make it as painful as possible with added fees. You'll still get where you need to go, but it'll be super painful. We're all in basic economy now. Some people on social media think it's no big deal and suggest gay men should simply venture out into the world to find what they're looking for. And while that may seem like an easy solution, one that isn't particularly groundbreaking, what they fail to realize is that many men are on these apps because they live in small towns where their options in men are limited. And even if you live in one of the largest metropolitan areas in the United States, many gay spaces have closed down. And when it comes to finding love or hookups out in the real world, it simply isn't the same. No one wears their sexual preference on their forehead, and in public spaces, men are often more standoffish. Men may be more apprehensive to approach trans women, and the list goes on. Grindr has never been known as a particularly stable or well-designed app, but it succeeded because it offered something that none of its competitors have been able to match: huge, on-demand access to nearby people looking to hook up. But frustration with dating apps' aggressive monetization efforts is on the rise. And as more of Grindr slips behind the paywall, users may face a disappointing future, one with fewer free users to chat with and an app that regularly pushes them to romance a chatbot. Grindr's initial plan was to build an AI wingman to help people navigate the gay dating scene, one that could suggest a restaurant to take a date or music to play after your date comes over. Amidst 33% overall revenue growth in 2024, Grindr's advertising business emerged as a standout performer with 56% year-over-year growth. As the company announces a $500 million stock buyback program, its targeted advertising strategy, focused on the LGBT community, is proving increasingly valuable to marketers seeking this high-value demographic. While the community may think Grindr is dying, CEO George Arison and the numbers reflect a different story. And Sniffies, Jacked, Blower, and more may soon follow Grindr's blueprint. Some will delete the app, for others,
I don't wanna leave you, baby. I ain't sleeping alone. You just said that.